Hey guys, it's Loreth here, and we're on the Legion Alpha, and in today's video I'm going to be having a look at world quests. Okay then, so world quests. Before we delve into the individual quests, let's look at the emissaries, okay? Every day down here in the bottom left you're going to get a new emissary, and as you can see you can have a collective rolling number of 3. When you get your new one, the third one will drop off. There's always 3. Each one wants you to complete 4 world quests in a particular zone. These are your reputations, these are the factions that you're going to be earning the reputations with. So here in Val'sharah we've got the Dreamweavers. Okay, 4 world quests in Val'sharah, complete it, get a reward. Content's currently placeholder. The ones that I've opened so far have had some order resources in it. Nothing particularly exciting just yet. But I think later on down the line these things are going to have all sorts of rewards ranging from vanity items to mounts. Anything is possible, I suppose, in these things. So each one's always going to want 4 world quests to be done. So let's have a look at the individual world quests and what all the little symbols mean. Right then, so world quests come in, of course, solo content and group content, and they come in different rarities as well. So on our map here straight away we can see there's a lot of solo quests. A lot of those to choose from. Fantastic. You know, do a bunch of stuff, do a few things, fill a bar. Ooh, move on. I could do this one and I could do this one. That's my 4. Done. Or if I'm particularly fond of things like pet battles, I've got a pet battle one I could do down here. Yeah, if that's your thing, there you go. Occasionally you might have some PvP options on here. Yeah, profession options appear on here. It's very nice. We'll have a look at some of those in a moment. We also have, of course, the Elite Dragon thing, portrait that they like to use. This represents that this one's going to be an elite one, obviously. I'm going to need a group to come here and do something with. For these blue ones, that group could be 2 to 3 players, maybe chuck in a tank or a healer. If you're sensible, you should be okay. And then, of course, we've got these big ones. These ones last a week. Usually, so far from what I've seen, they're relating to a world boss. And you're going to need a decent sized group. You're going to want your primary roles, your tank, your healers, yeah, sensible DPS, and some sort of knowledge of what that boss does before you get there will help a great deal. Okay, so the rewards we can get from these things, as we've seen some order resources, we've seen some level 805 gear, which is really nice. Heroics, I believe, at 825 or 820. So this is just that downgrade. This is your normal dungeon loot. I'm okay with that. That sounds really nice. Just get you that little bit of gear ready to go do heroics as quick as possible. Again, some 805, some order resources. Order resources are valuable if you have any interest in the Order Hall campaigns, which I have to say are really good. I've liked what I've seen so far. But if it's not your cup of tea, then order resources aren't going to be for you. Do note though that there are legendary items we can use in here. Controversial topic. But to get the second slot for a legendary item, you will need a lot of order resources, just as an FYI. Obviously, some rewards are related to the type of content that you do. So some PvP ones are going to award Season 1 gear, blue quality. Some of the pet ones you can see there award pet-related things. Not necessarily always. Sometimes they will reward things like artifact power. Have I got an artifact power one here anywhere? I don't think I did I? Oh, yes, I do. There you go. So 88 artifact power from that one. Normally it will be 80, but I've got a little buff to the amount of artifact power I'm gaining at the moment whenever I pick up new stuff to help speed through, you know, other specs and things later on with your weapons. You can upgrade the amount you get from everything, so that's kind of nice. But that's a separate topic. What other quests have we got over here? We got a nice PvP one over here. Yeah, another one down here. That's lovely. Another one over here. Cool. And there you go. Legion Season 1 gear. Very nice. Again, they're just everywhere. And they're all quite fun and quite interesting in one way or the other. Some of them are just a little bit different. The fill the bar ones. I know it's filling the bar, but they're quite quick. Most of the kills or items that you interact with here will get you 6 to 8% each. So, you know, you're not going to be there for a long time or anything. We've got a rare solo one down here for 272 gold. And gold's not the most exciting thing, but we have to, I suppose, accept in one way or the other that gold is a reward. It would be out there. Not every single reward needs to be amazing. What we're going to note about this one, though, is that it's a wanted one. It's for the Wardens, which is a slightly different faction. So each of our factions relates to a particular zone in the Broken Isles. So in Stormheim, all of these ones are usually the Valajar. In High Mountain, it's the High Mountain tribes. In Val'sharah, we've got the Dreamweavers. In Azsuna, we've got the Court of Farandis. And in Suramar, when you finally get there and can unlock these things, you have the Nightfallen. The Wardens are a little bit unique in that they are, hopefully I'll find one here, probably won't now. No, of course not. The Wardens are scattered everywhere. And the Wardens all have, there we go, there's another one there. They all have a particular thing in common. They're all about hunting. Wow, 49,710 days left to do that one. Hopefully I'll get around to doing it. The Wardens are all unique in that they're hunting rare mobs, which is very thematic, if you like, with what the Wardens are, about chasing down the worst of the worst people out there. So I quite like that. And so they're scattered everywhere. So obviously these, as I said, are tied to factions as well. So each one of these will get you faction rep. So if you want to get to Exalted with the High Mountain tribes, this is going to be your way of doing it, whacking out these world quests every day to get your reputations up. So overall, what do I think of the system? I think it is I think it really is a wonderful thing when you first hit level 110. Okay, you've just finished leveling, and then you usually would move on into like doing your dungeons and things. This gives you something else to do while you're not doing that, and it can still progress your character in some ways. You can still increase your professions in one way or the other. You can increase your artifact power, which is essential in this. You can get order resources, which are lovely. You can get starting gear. Some of the harder missions, as we saw, award slightly better gear, even comparable to heroics, which again is perfectly fine. If they're a bit rarer and harder to get, that's fine. I mean, this one here is a dungeon, a Neltharian's Lair, and it still only awards me normal dungeons. So once you hit heroic geared, the items and loot you can get from these things are going to look slightly less interesting. So if Blizzard can do something in that way, that would be great, but there has to be a limit. At some point, I don't want to be doing a world quest and being awarded raid gear. I'd rather not, to be honest. I'd like to get my raid gear from my raids, or at the very least, earn some sort of reward token, sort of justice point error while raiding to get a couple of bits outside of raiding, but that should all be tied to raiding. So eventually these gear rewards are going to look a bit poo. I'm not going to be that interested in them, but when you're first running out of the gates at level 110, this is going to be some good fun. And it's even got, I mean, I don't know how these PvP ones are going to turn out, but you know, could be good. Could be a little bit of world PvP fun to be had there. Yeah, who knows. But on the whole, I'm really loving the look of the new system. It's quite exciting to me anyway. Gives me something to do all the time that I'm here, and that's just great. Well, thank you very much for listening to me about this one, and I will see you again in the next video.